Families living with autism face significant challenges, but Faces for Autism, a local organization here in South Jersey, is making a big difference for many of those families. And lights, camera, and action in Atlantic City with the Garden State Film Festival. Learn more about it. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. Autism is a serious developmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and interact. It is a disorder that doesn't discriminate and has a significant impact for many families here in South Jersey. Faces for Autism, a nonprofit organization dedicated to education and support of children with autism and their families, are making a difference here in our community. And joining me is one of the co-founders of the organization, Ken Mosca. Ken, welcome to Latino Motion.
Bert, thank you. It's great to be here.
And Ken, just for a matter of disclosure, me and you are colleagues at Atlantic City Electric, but a very important hat that you wear, and the second hat as the co-founder of Faces for Autism. Tell me a little bit how that got started and your personal connection to the organization.
Sure. It actually started when our son, Kyle, who is a twin, he has a twin sister, Isabel, was diagnosed with autism at about 19 months old. We had nowhere to go. It was a devastating diagnosis to get. I didn't know a lot about autism. My wife did some studies to find out what we were kind of up against, but there weren't a lot of services in South Jersey. So my wife, and her idea, decided to start an autism foundation, and we called it Faces. It has morphed into Faces for Autism. We are now in our 15th year. Kyle is now 17 years old. He's doing okay. He gets help in his daily routine. He is a marvelous young man, and he has become kind of the poster child of Faces. You'll see Kyle in many of our advertisements and many of our videos.
Obviously, your wife and you have really dedicated a lot of time and effort, and you saw the need not only for your own family, but for many other families. Mm-hmm. And you're providing quite a number of programs. Tell me a little bit about those programs.
We service over 500 families a year. Yes, in Atlantic and Cape May County, and also Southern Ocean County. And it's growing. 1 in 68 are diagnosed with autism each year. In the state of New Jersey, Bert, it's 1 in 49. So it's obviously headed in the wrong direction for New Jersey. My wife, Isabel, is our executive director. And as you said, we're in our 15th year. We have a great board of directors. They're very active and have really helped move Faces forward. And we have a lot of programs. I want to talk about one of our newest programs first. It's called Masi's Mission. It's named after Massimino Barrera, who is the son of Alex and Alexa Barrera. Masi is 5 years old and has been diagnosed with autism. And kids with autism, Bert, get drawn to water. It's the leading killer of kids with autism. So we started this program to teach kids with autism on the spectrum how to swim, how to be safe around water. And we've gone to local places that have pools and have our programs there, and they've been very, very successful. We have a lot of families with children with autism who take advantage of that program. It's actually been a great, great program. On the 18th of March last week, we just had our annual conference where Temple Grandin was the keynote speaker. It sold out. We had it at Stockton Seaview, had approximately 400 people there. Temple Grandin is a very famous person with autism, has written many, many books, In fact, there was a movie made about her life that was starring Claire Danes.
Well, one of the things, obviously, that this is a labor of love that you do, and you do count on support for all the work that you do and being able to support the many families that you do. Tell me about the upcoming event that you have. It's a great event. I've been to the event several times. Tell me a little bit about.
It's our 6th annual Stand Up for Autism. It's a comedy night, and we've partnered with Joel Richardson. He's known as Soul Joel, who's a very funny comic. And this year we're featuring Kevin Israel, and the headliner is Chris Monty. He's well known on HBO. He's on Orange is the New Black. Very, very funny comic. They're all funny comics. But we're having it this year on Friday, April the 15th, in the Brigantine Ballroom at Harrah's, where we were last year. It's a great event, and it is a fundraiser. It's probably our biggest fundraiser of the year and helps us fund so many of our programs.
And I know, and I mentioned in the offset, that autism doesn't discriminate. Obviously, in fact, Latinos do a little better in terms of the count, but the gap is almost the same, and that's because of early detection, being able to identify those Latinos that do have autism. And your organization has also made an effort to reach out to the minority communities as well.
Oh, we have. We have reached out to those communities, and they've been very good to us as far as wanting to help out, wanting to volunteer, and they're very quick to bring their families into what we are doing and trying to help as many families, not just their own, as many families as they can who have children who are on the spectrum.
You do have a Latina on the board now, Nora Winberg?
Yes, we do. Nora Winberg is on our board. That is correct.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you hope to accomplish in terms of the awareness. I mean, one of the things that many of us who don't have children with autism perhaps don't understand the behavior, maybe when we're in a restaurant and see something that we may feel uncomfortable with. What message do you give to those families, those individuals, what they should consider about autism?
Bert, that's a great question. Patience, understanding. It's not easy. It was years before my wife and I could take both children out to dinner, because early on, before Kyle was diagnosed, his behavioral problems were very, very bad. We would go to the movies and have to leave. We'd go to a restaurant and most times have to leave. There were times we were asked to leave. There were times that people would come up to us and say, you need to be a better parent. Now, you have to control your child. That happens to a lot. It happens to a lot of parents, not just with us. So we try to educate families who do not have children on the spectrum, and show them that the children are not necessarily different, okay, but they have these issues that they cannot control. So we try to educate people to understand when they're out in public and they see something like this, don't jump to any particular conclusion, but show patience and understanding.
And I know that you've also had the bubbles for autism. Blow Bubbles for Autism, which was a nice way to bring more awareness here locally.
Blow Bubbles for Autism, my wife started. A lot of people don't know that. My wife started that about 10 years ago, and she's actually broken the record quite a few times. In fact, now it's not about record breaking any longer. It's about awareness. This is going around the world. China, Australia, you name it. Our fax machine goes all night long from these different places that faxes in their forms to say, hey, we're going to participate. We have 300 people in this school in Australia, or 400 kids in this school in China, Japan. It's been actually absolutely amazing.
It's a great event and great things that you're doing to help many families. Thank you for sharing this information. I'm sure we'll have you back and discuss a little more about the great work you're doing
Bert,
with the
thank
organization.
You. Appreciate the time.
And stay tuned. We'll have our next guest in just a moment.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. The big screen comes to Atlantic City as the annual Garden State Film Festival comes into full swing. This event is a major component of the strategic plan to promote arts and culture in Atlantic City. The event has also helped to promote and unveil culturally diverse films from throughout the world. Joining me to speak about the festival is the founder, Diane Raver. Diane, welcome to Latino Motion.
Bert. I'm thrilled to be here.
Tell me a little bit about this organization that you started. It's been ongoing for quite some time. Tell me about the history of the event.
Well, many years ago when I came home from New York City to raise my children I'm a Jersey Shore girl myself, I noticed that I kept bumping into people, I was in the commercial film business in New York, that were in the business, and that we didn't have an all-encompassing event to shine a spotlight on the fact that the entire film industry was born in the state of New Jersey, with Edison's laboratory in Menlo Park and the Black Maria Film Studio and 49 studios in Fort Lee, New Jersey at the turn of the century. And I said, I've got an idea, how about we start a film festival? Well, we were 11 years in Asbury Park, and then by a great gift from CRDA, we were able to relocate in Atlantic City, which really has the infrastructure to really put on a fabulous first-class international film festival.
That's a little fun fact that not many people know about, the fact that the film industry really got to start here in New Jersey.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about how you organize the event, and how do people submit for films? How do you go about this whole process?
Pretty much every year it's the same template. We open our call for entries June 1st each year, and it ends November 1st each year. So you have all that time to put your films in. Then we watch every one of them, we cull it down to the very best of them, and then we screen films in film blocks. So for a ticket for $12, you get to see an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of films. Now in that block, we try to make them thematically. In that block, you might see a music video and a short documentary and maybe a feature, depending. But it's really a bargain, and we get films. This year, we're showing 233 films from 17 countries over the 4 days.
Now, are there awards for submitting? I mean,
Yes.
is there prizes you could win?
In each category, there are awards, and the most interactive one is the Pick of the Flicks, which is the Audience Choice Award. And at the end of the event, at our awards dinner, we know immediately who's going to win the Audience Choice Award, and they get a $15,000 gift certificate from Panavision. Thank you, Panavision.
And we'll talk about some of the Latino films
Absolutely.
that you have for this year, which
Yes.
is good that you have that diversity. And certainly, it's also an opportunity for many who are just getting started in the film business as well.
Well, we
correct?
like to think of ourselves as a launching pad. All of us who are on the board and involved in the film festival are professionals in some way, shape, or form that have something to do with the business. And we think of us as a resource. If you have a question about, I don't know how to do this, I don't do that, they call us. We're happy to help.
Now let's give the dates out again for the event, and if you could break down a little bit of the events.
Okay. The festival this year is Thursday, March 31st through Sunday, April 3rd.
Tell me about some of the special guests. I understand you have the filmmakers themselves.
Absolutely, casting
and
crew.
you have some celebrities.
We have some celebrities. We have our dear friend Ed Asner, who'll be with us for the 4th time. Watch out, ladies, he pinches. And we have the fabulous Sally Struthers with us this year. We have Al Sapienza, who is our MVP because he's been with us for many years. Al was he was in House of Cards and The Big Short recently. Very proud of Al. And our rising star this year is Joey Russo. He played Joe Pesci in Jersey Boys.
Yeah, so you got a nice famous one as well.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to it. And we certainly have invited the crew here to come to the event. And then you have different, each day you'll be doing different blocks
That's
of the
correct.
viewing. So we'll go through that because we want to find out how you go about signing up so you could see the films.
Right.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
The Garden State Film Festival returns to Atlantic City, March 31st through April 3rd, 2016.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with the founder of the Garden State Film Festival, Diane Reaver. Diane, we were talking about the great event that you have, and it's the 14th annual Garden State Film Festival, and it's being held on March the 31st through April the 3rd in Atlantic City. Let's just run down a couple of things that are taking place.
Absolutely.
Let's start with March 31st.
March 31st, we're doing a wonderful event called Meet the Filmmakers. All the filmmakers are coming. You're invited too to have a reception. We're having free martinis from Life of Riley Vodka, and then we go into the and hors d'oeuvres, and then we go into the theater for the trailers of some of the upcoming films, so you can plan your weekend viewing.
Great. And then April the 1st is the cocktail reception.
April the 1st is the coveted gala cocktail reception. And that's where the celebrities will walk the red carpet. And everybody's invited. It's, again, hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar. And then we go across the hall to the very first screening of a wonderful film called Doe.
And then we have the 2nd through the 3rd.
Saturday morning, we have an open talent casting call. Anybody who has aspirations to be an actor should go on our website at www.gsff.org and sign up to be part of that. Then we have also...
Well, before you get off of that, that's an important one, because obviously anyone that has a talent wants to be an actor. This is a great opportunity, and you've had success with this.
Oh yes, we have had, the first one that comes to my mind was an 11-year-old boy who got the national tour of The King and I from our open talent casting call, and we're very proud of him.
That is a great thing. So open talent calls Saturday morning. It's from 9:30 to about 11:30, and it's going to be at the resorts, the green room. So tell me a little bit about you also have some workshops or some panels?
Yes, we have a kids workshop. We have the Academy Award-winning stop-motion company, LAIKA, coming from the West Coast to do a workshop about stop-motion. They won for Coraline, the Box Trolls. I mean, this is a real opportunity to see what goes on behind the camera of a stop-motion production.
So the kids' workshop's taking place Saturday at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. at the Claridge Ballroom, right.
In the ballroom. And the recommendation age for that is 10 and above.
Over, yeah.
So those youngsters that might be thinking about going into filmmaking and have a interest.
It's inspirational and educational and fun all at the same time. So
now let's talk about the films that you are planning to air between the 2nd and the 3rd, and let's highlight the 4 or so films that are Latino focused.
Well, first of all, we have 2 about Cuba that we're very proud of. The first being one called Embargo, and Jerry Rice is with President Obama right now in Cuba, adding to that documentary. We're thrilled about that, and she's going to do a panel about documenting history, and she's inviting some pretty high-level folks. We're looking to see if Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be with us. We're hoping. It's not confirmed yet, but that's very exciting. Then another one is called Craving Cuba, and we screen our films in blocks. You get to see an hour and a half to 2 hours in a film block for $12, just like going to the movies. Those are in 2 different blocks. You could basically see both of them. Then we have a wonderful one, A Man, a Horse, Portrait of Ramon Tito Maya. And that's a famous jockey that was a Latino from Newark.
Local, right?
Yes, exactly. He's a Jersey boy. And then we have a wonderful one about a Latino grandmother and her autistic son called The Untold Story. And
it's a perfect fit to the group that was here with Ken Moscow and Faces for Autism, right. So I look forward to seeing that one as well.
We're very proud of our cultural diversity, and our films do come from all over the world. So
essentially, to register to attend this event, what do you have to do?
You can go on our website at gsff.org and purchase a ticket. And this is for everybody. Tickets are $12 for a screening block. But the best way to see the film festival is the weekend pass, which is $45. It's all affordable. We want no barriers.
So again, everything is online, so you could also get the full schedule. So if you're interested in one of those films.
And all of the information is on the website.
And those that are looking to go for the open talent The requirements are all listed on the
That's
website,
correct.
right, as well.
And we're looking for volunteers. So
Yes,
any
let's
of
talk
you.
about that.
Well, it's good to be a volunteer because if you put in a couple hours, you get a badge, and the badge acts as a weekend pass. So you can go to absolutely everything if you just give us a couple hours.
And how do they sign up to be a volunteer?
It's on the website. Again, click on volunteer, and it'll take you right through.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of useful information here on the website to prepare you for the film festival, and hope everyone in the audience could go out and
I just
participate.
want to say that it only happens once a year. Every year somebody calls up and says, when can I go to the film festival? Oh, you missed it. So do yourself a favor and look online and figure out what you want to see and come out and be with us.
Well, Diane, thank you for sharing this information with our audience, and that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.